It is day 74 of my 100-day project, and since it's Saturday, I thought I'd add a voiceover to this, and you'll probably hear Izzy in the background because there's lots of dogs walking by. My prompts today are leave empty space, work in a circle, and use your non-dominant hand briefly. So as I was getting started, I decided to use some scraps of paper, mosaic style, to create a vortex of a sort. But as I'm working with this, I'm realizing I'm losing the circular shape. I like the idea, I stick with it, and you'll see this take its form over on the right-hand side of the card, and I leave the empty space over on the left. For the non-dominant hand part of the prompt, I'm using my left hand with a water-soluble pencil, and I'm trying to draw that circular motion to show that kind of vortex action happening, but I don't I don't like it, so I'm not using a lot of water, and I stop very quickly, and I come back in with a black pen and outline each of the pieces, which I'm happier with, and I think it helps to form the circular structure and helps you see each of the individual pieces. Once I finish outlining things, I pause the video to pull out some images, and I like that eye. I should have thought about that eye more. But here you'll see where I'm trying out different focal points on top of that vortex to see what works, and I end up landing on that little Victorian fairy, which I like because it contrasts with the background. It's a very different style than the background, the bright colors and lines. But what I'm finding is even though she has wings and she flies, she needs to be connected to the piece. So that's where I go in and add a couple black line, a little tissue paper with the black lines on it. And I like the way that that's looking, but I'm still struggling with the left side. It feels very disconnected from the piece overall. So to fix that, what I decide to do is add just a couple pieces, little fragments of the mosaic over on the left. And I like it because it feels more like a whole piece rather than just stopping and not filling out the whole card. So I do the same thing. I glue the pieces down, I outline them, each square piece, and then I do a little halo around the whole shape. And I end up, I like it better. It's looking better to me, but it still feels disconnected from the entire piece. I rounded the corners I am adding some black ink to the edges of the card. I think sometimes that helps make it look finished. And here's where I'm realizing I need to add something else. I go for an extension of those black lines, and at first I tried doing 3 lines just to break it up and make it be a little bit different, but I don't I didn't love that. So I land on 2 lines, and I'm feeling pretty good about this card as I'm looking at it, but it's still not quite right for me. It feels too contained or too neat, even though it's not neat. I don't know if, that it just doesn't quite feel right. So I'm thinking here that I'm done. And this is where I'm realizing, no, it's not quite done yet. And what I decide to do is come back in with a marker and extend those black lines to really connect them to that main circular image and help tell a story that it wasn't telling before. Like, where's that fairy coming from? Is she coming off of those wiggly lines? Is she running away from them? What's going on? So I end up liking this a lot better. I think it adds to the story for the card, and it gives your eyes something more to look at and think about for the whole card. All right, that's where day 74 landed. So I will see you tomorrow for day 75.